I wanted to make this video because there are two main areas where people have questions, and it's so much quicker for you to have them answered in a short video. The first question people ask is about cost, and the second is about insulation. Firstly, I want to reassure you there are absolutely no costs to you as the homeowner in having a survey or indeed having any of these energy saving measures installed on your home. The cost of the survey and the installation of the energy saving measures are met from a fund set aside by the big energy companies to reduce our CO2 emissions. It's the surveyor's job to carry out your free ECO3 survey to ensure that you get the maximum improvement possible to your home. Not only could you save hundreds of pounds a year, but you'll be improving the value and comfort of your home. So these improvements really are well worth having, especially as they're free. We're often asked about cavity wall insulation as people have heard stories about it causing damp. Luckily, using modern insulation materials, that's no longer an issue. The next section of this video will introduce you to thermobead insulation and explain why it's just perfect for your home.
Whether you're a building and construction professional or a householder wishing to get the best insulation for your home, there is only one choice for long-term peace of mind. Blown bead insulation using EPS expanded polystyrene is easy and quick to install in cavity walls of new build or existing properties. It gives superior thermal insulation as well as the reassurance of long-term performance without problems of settlement encountered with other materials. If you choose an NBBA member company, you'll not only benefit from a fast, expert installation, but you will also get the backing of a 25-year SIGA guarantee and BBA-approved certification. There are many advantages from using blown bead, but we'll first look at the ease of installation. The specialist equipment used by NBBA expert installers is completely self-contained and can be used in all weathers for one-day installation. Every part of the property can be accessed and there is no mess left behind. Importantly, blown bead insulation actually requires smaller and fewer drill holes in the outside wall of the property. This is because the unique nature of the fast-flowing beads mean they fill even the smallest spaces, ensuring all possible areas are filled. After installation, all holes are made good and become virtually invisible to preserve the aesthetics of the property. With retrofit properties, a long-reach system is available to fill cavities where, for example, conservatories have been built on. To demonstrate flowability, this special test rig is a mock-up of a typical cavity wall. But we've replaced the inner wall of the property with perspex, so you can witness this remarkable flowability as the beads are blown into the cavity. Let's look more closely at how blown bead achieves a superior cavity fill. It's because of the special flow properties of EPS beads, which no other material can match. You can see straight away that a vortex is created and the beads flow at high speed like liquid into every part of the cavity. They seek out all the gaps and imperfections in the cavity. In minutes, every void around surfaces, joists, conduits, doors, windows and other internal structures is completely filled with thousands of beads to ensure there are no cold spots. Blown beads provide thermal insulation at its most efficient, and because every bead is 98% air captured within the polystyrene, this material gives lambda values which are superior to any other insulation, allowing Part L of building regulations to be easily met or exceeded. After each cavity is filled, the beads settle immediately and become bonded together to form a virtual solid layer of insulation which is stable yet allows the cavity to breathe as intended. Once settled, gravity will no longer affect the integrity of the bead insulation, which means there will be none of the ongoing settlement issues which can occur with other types of cavity insulation. Everyone knows the damaging effects which occur when moisture accumulates to form damp patches within walls. EPS beads provide a very effective reassurance against the risks of damp because, unlike fibrous materials which have a natural sponge-like absorption, EPS does not absorb moisture. Additionally, blown beads in a cavity will not allow water to accumulate in patches. In fact, the millions of tiny spheres allow the safe and effective dispersal of any moisture. This occurs because, between each of the millions of beads in a cavity, their spherical shape forms curved channels, and this network of connecting channels allows water to drain freely and rapidly to the ground. To show how it works, this test apparatus demonstrates the highly efficient moisture dissipation qualities of EPS bead insulation. With the beads in place in a mock-up cavity, a measured quantity of water is added, and two things happen. First, gravity immediately pulls the water downwards, and the smooth curved surfaces of the beads allow fast flow to ground level. Secondly, the speed of downward flow, combined with the lack of absorption of EPS beads, prevents the water crossing the cavity laterally, where it would eventually create damp problems on the inside walls of rooms. With no lateral creep of moisture, there is no risk of internal damp. To measure how efficient this system is, at the end of the test, the measure of water which has flowed through the blown bead is virtually identical to the test measure first introduced. This proves that effectively no moisture has accumulated in the cavity insulation, a clear demonstration of the effectiveness of EPS bead against potential damp problems. Whatever your priority, ease and speed of installation, total coverage, outstanding thermal qualities, or the avoidance of damp problems in future, make blown bead your first choice when it comes to cavity wall insulation. It's easy, quick, safe, and superior.
Cavity wall insulation is just one of the measures available to you, paid for by the big energy companies. So if you want to save money and save carbon dioxide, please do book your free eco survey today.